Hello everyone. Welcome to Confessions Jury, where people put themselves on the spot, waiting for your judgment. Sit comfortably and listen carefully, as you're about to hear today's cases. You hold the hammer and you apply the law. Let us have your verdict down in the comments section. As always, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Let's head on to our first case. Case 1. Am I the bad person for refusing to share my daughter's 27 Christmas gifts with her half-brother who got one? I share custody of my 7-year-old daughter, Zara, with my ex. But while still dating, my ex cheated on me and mothered a boy who's now 5. She has full custody of her son since the dad is a deadbeat who only sees his child every few months. On the other hand, I have majority custody of our daughter and have her 3 weeks of every 4. Besides attempting to co-parent the best we can, our relationship is non-existent. This is mostly because my ex is narcissistic. She expected me to pay child maintenance because I kicked her out, and now she lives in a 2-bedroom apartment in a shitty area. She also told her son I was his dad for whatever reason. Because of this, we only physically interact whenever I pick up or drop Zara. Anyway, Zara was born on Christmas Eve, which means I buy her a lot of presents. This year I bought 20, plus 5 from my brother and 2 from her mother. My ex didn't get the bonus she had hoped for from work, which she was relying on for Christmas dinner. When picking up my daughter, she told me her mom had asked her to ask me, can we spend Christmas as one family this year, aka my ex wanted it to seem our daughter wanted to spend Christmas as one family and not her. I have a closer bond with my daughter than my ex does, so she was honest with me about the situation. I asked her if she was okay with the idea, and she told me she didn't mind as long as her half-brother didn't mess with her things. I agreed to respect her boundaries. From what she shared, her half-brother is the typical annoying younger sibling, and they don't have a close relationship. Considering they only see each other once every 3 weeks, it's not surprising that they are not particularly close. Not that I care anyway. When Christmas morning comes and my ex and her son arrive, my daughter is screaming for us to begin opening presents. We all go into the living room and my ex is shocked to see the number of presents under the tree. She looked at me weirdly and asked which ones were for her son, and I told her none. I guess due to the sheer number of presents, she thought I had bought a gift for her son. I told her no, and this was all for her since it was also her birthday. She got angry quickly and pulled me to the kitchen and quietly screamed at me. She called me selfish and greedy, not just for buying Zara too many presents, but for the price of them. Zara had already opened a new bike, Kindle, and chemistry kit. And how her son now had to watch his sister open presents while he was only holding a children's book, which is all she could afford. She then told me Zara needed to share her gifts and let her brother open the rest. I told her that was a no, and I was not going to force Zara to share the gift she earned for being a good girl this year. This time she didn't bother lowering her voice and full-on raged at me. How I do this on purpose to get back at her for cheating, and how I love being cruel before calling me a sociopath. My brother came in hearing the fight and pulled some money out to give to the boy, but I told him to put it away and told her to get the fuck out of my house. She texted me the next day about how I ruined her son's Christmas because I refused to share a couple of toys and he cried all day. Do I feel bad? Sort of, but I don't think I am the asshole since I did promise my daughter her brother would not touch her things. Christmas Eve and Christmas Day is considered one day for us because Zara was born on Christmas Eve, and it's weird to open birthday presents one day and Christmas presents another day. What do you guys think? Lay down your ruling in the comments section and let's move on to our next story. Case 2. Am I the bad person for canceling Christmas plans late on Christmas Eve after everyone had already arrived? I, 25M, was meant to host my siblings, 19M and 21F, for Christmas. Our mom died several years ago and I finished raising them because the asshole who made us walked out when my mom was pregnant with my brother. My siblings don't remember him, but I do. My memories of him are not happy ones, and I even remember him hitting my mom twice. The thing is, we were better off without him, but he avoided child support even though mom chased him through the courts for years. He never paid. I always hated him. I always hoped he died at some point and would never be able to fuck up our lives again. My siblings didn't really talk about him, and neither did I. Though we did talk about what he did to Mom and the bad stuff I remembered outside of that. There were 2 times years ago when they asked Mom and she answered their questions in the best way she knew how. When Mom died, my siblings were both under 18, so I moved them in with me and we made it work. I also helped them go to college, which is what they wanted. I was finally able to afford a nice place for myself, and I always welcomed them to stay with me if we needed to, and it was clear I would be hosting Christmas for us for at least a few years. This year wasn't an exception, and they arrived yesterday morning. We hung out all day, and they had mentioned a hotel, and I asked if they had rooms in one, and they said no, that they thought we should go to a hotel restaurant one of these days. But they were acting off, and by 11 p.m. last night, I found out why. They had reached out to the guy who made us and had a relationship with him, and they knew I didn't want one but decided to invite him to my home for Christmas. They told me they wanted us to be a family. I said no, and I told them I was never letting that man into my life. They said I can't avoid him while they have a relationship and to give it a chance, and it's Christmas and family. I told them to stop and that he will never be my family. They told me he was in a hotel room waiting to come today for Christmas Day dinner. We argued and they told me I needed to give this a chance, and he's my dad. I told them I wanted nothing from that man and I wish he died and left us the fuck alone. They told me it's horrible to wish someone dead, and that he was coming whether I wanted him to or not. I kicked them out and told them none of them are welcome, and I said if he fucks them over or beats them or threatens them, which he did to me when I was just a little kid, then they should not come to me because I wouldn't pick up the pieces. I said they know what he did and they still want him, and they went behind my back, and I would not celebrate with them or fix this for them. They didn't expect it and argued that I couldn't cancel Christmas and we're family and I couldn't leave them to the streets. They had the choice to join him at the hotel or to drive back to campus overnight. I told them that. They texted a bunch, but I didn't reply, and I woke up a while ago to more of them. Am I the bad person? What do you guys think of this one? Let us know in the comments section, and let's move on to our next story. Case 3. Am I the bad person for making Christmas awkward when I said I didn't care if my mom ended up divorced? My dad died when my mom was pregnant with me, 15M. My brother was 6 when Dad died and always talked about him and told me stories about him. He was really affected by Dad's death and kept him alive for me in a way. I can't really describe it, but some of my favorite memories of my brother telling me bedtime stories that were just stories about Dad instead of stories from books or made-up stuff. He only had 5 he knew from living them, but they were the best, and he told me stories he got from Dad's family too, just way less frequently since they weren't his lived stories. This stuff made me feel like I still had a dad even though I didn't have one with me. When I was 6, Mom met my stepdad and married him after 5 months of dating. He wanted a really fast family and wanted to adopt me and my brother, but my brother hated him for expecting it. They had a fight when it was mentioned because our stepdad said he'd be the man of the house and our family, so it only made sense, and my brother told him he was a stranger. We only knew him for 3 months when this was happening, so my brother wasn't wrong. It offended our stepdad though. I wasn't okay with it either, and that pissed him off more. He brought it up a bunch of times the first year and then like 5 times a year after that. My brother told him he'd rather be dead than let him be his dad. I said no, but I tried to not be a jerk about it, but I didn't want it and got kind of annoyed by being asked so much. I said that too, but I was told it was something he'd keep asking because he felt he deserved it. My mom wanted him to have what he wanted, and they didn't think it was fair for me to say no when I didn't ever know my dad or have a relationship with him. My mom gave my brother a really hard time for being the cause of it, and my stepdad told me I should want a dad at my age, and he said that when I was a lot of ages. Yesterday things got awkward, and it's made today awkward too. We're not even that far into today. But my mom and stepdad sat me down, and he told me again he wanted to adopt me. Before I could say no again, he told me he's tired of not having kids of his own, he can't have any, and he wants someone to pass on his family name, and he wants that to be me since he raised me as his own. He said he's tired of being dismissed as a dad, and if I don't accept him, then he's done and he'll either divorce mom or he's ignoring me and my brother forever. My mom told me I need to help her not get divorced, and do I want that for her? I said I don't care and I don't want to be adopted, and I'm not giving in because of their marriage. They didn't like my answer, and now my mom's family are frustrated. I made things so awkward because we're all together and it's bad. I'll probably hide out in my bedroom for the rest of the day because it's intense downstairs. Am I the bad person? You've sat down, you've listened. Now, it's time to state your ruling. What is it gonna be? Let us have it down in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more cases like these. In life, we may run, but we can never hide from true justice. Stay safe, everyone.